What is up? Welcome back to Nando Talk. It is Tinfoil Hat Thursday. We are here. We are rocking on day 2 of the NFL free agency, or day 4, technically, however you look at it. There's been 2 days of tampering, 2 days of actual free agency, and a whole load of move. The Dolphins have made, I think, like 15 moves or something. Some of them very good, some of them bad. Not bad, but it's more of the lack of excitement on some of the moves. And I would say that all in all, I'm giving the Dolphins grade like a B so far. Like I'm happy, I'm nice, but we can't end. The semester is not over, you know. The Dolphins have to keep studying up, keep adding talent, and Jalen Ramsey is awesome. You know, we're going to talk about what that really means for the Dolphins defense. We're going to talk about some of the little other depth moves we've made at offensive linemen. No true star, no true right tackle, no true interior offensive lineman. We've added guys like Dan Feeney, George Christensen, which are nice depth pieces, but it doesn't solve the offensive line issue. We have brought back all of our running backs, which has been a bit of head scratching considering we thought we were going to at least improve at something in that position. We brought back all 4 guys in Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, Savon Ahmed, and Myles Gaskin. Unless we might be signing and trading, including that in a deal, which I don't think is even possible. But it looks like we're going to be bringing back all of our running backs. It's not the best situation to be looking into. And Ruski, what is up, boss man? Thank you for tuning in. And this is the first point we're going to hit on Fins TV 305 for sure. And Duke, thank you for watching right now. I'm just catching my breath a little bit. Had a as always, Nando is recovering from a little bit of a sickness, but we're fine. We're pushing through because it's Tinfoil Hat Thursday, and I wanted to get a little bit zany with some of our theories. We're going to talk about what the Dolphins have to do with offensive line and where they'll address it. It's probably going to be in free agency, but we just got a badass receiver. You got it just now. I know we got Braxton Berrios earlier. There's no way we got someone faster than Tyreek Hill. Whoa, who are you talking about, Ruski? Drop the name, please. I was watching a little bit of soccer right now. I'm looking at the news, can't find anything. And I have a free agency tracker right in front of me. I didn't see anything pop up. Which receiver are you talking about? I know we got Braxton Berrios. I don't think he's faster than Tyreek Hill. Bang. I'm just checking anything on the Dolphins. Free agency tracker. Unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to get a real offensive lineman here. We are losing Landon Roberts also to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He went there for a 2-year deal. Captain, Bangarang. When Nik Needham got signed as defensive coordinator, we talked about him reselecting and reorganizing his linebacking core. We talked about him looking at Landon Roberts and Duke Riley and saying, I'm not going to bring back both veterans, probably only one. And so we bring back Duke Riley. We let Landon Roberts walk. And as of now, our linebacker room is Jerome Baker, Channing Tindall, Duke Riley, and it needs some serious help. Please. Oh, and David Long, of course, which is a great ad. 2 years, $11 million, $5.5 million per year. I still think we're going to add a little bit more linebacker in the draft as well. Maybe at pick 52, although I think that's where we're going to have to address offensive line, either with a center at John Michael Schmitz or Luke Weipler at Ohio State, or we'll go Matt Bergeron, right tackle out of Syracuse. We're probably going to go pick 52 offensive line, I'm hoping. Then in the 3rd round, either get linebacker or running back, or either whichever one we don't get that in the 6th. And then in the 7th, maybe a nice little safety if there's still one available, maybe some more interior offensive lineman depth. It's going to be an interesting way how we pair out the rest of the free agency. We've got about 15 million left. We could bring in a linebacker. I could see us maybe bringing a guard. Probably no tackles out there that really inspire me to get another big contract away. And we only have 4 picks in the draft. We missed out on most of the running backs, or honestly chose not to even go for them. So it's really a head scratcher as to what the Dolphins are going to be doing. But my internet is just scoofing up right now. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, I get what you're saying. He ran a little faster miles per hour. Oh, no. Braxton Berrios is a fine player. He's a great receiver. And honestly, Braxton, I'm happy for you coming to the Miami Dolphins. I remember going to FSU UM 2017 up in Tallahassee when Braxton Berrios was still on UM, and the Canes pulled a huge upset off, and they beat the Seminoles right there in Tally. Braxton Berrios, last second touchdown, bada bing, bada bang. What a play. I'll always remember that right there at Doak. It's what a stadium, what a moment. So now, Braxton, you're here on the Dolphins. Let's do it, man. You probably hated being in East Rutherford. I know you and your dad are big Dolphins fans. Come through, come ready to rock, man. The scariest receiving core in the NFL just got a new little wrinkle to it. So I'm down for that, man. We're ready to rock, man. I think though, the first point we're actually going to talk in, as I've been waiting for people to join in, I'm going to start firing myself up a little bit before we talk about the rest of the free agency. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not excited, if you're not fired up for the fact that we got Jalen Ramsey, I don't know what to say. Jalen Ramsey to the Miami Dolphins gives us the best secondary in the NFL. Him and Xavier Howard, like, I understand the doubt. I understand the naysayers saying Jalen Ramsey has fallen off. Yeah, maybe he's not the best cornerback in football anymore. There's younger names. There's new hungry guys. Guess what? Jalen Ramsey was still the third-rate corner in the NFL last year. Still top 3. My bad if he fell a little bit. And what? Xavier Howard? Yeah, he slid back a little bit too. He looks a step slower. He clearly missed Byron Jones. He clearly missed having a running mate next to him that he knows he could play off of, switch on assignments when needed to, and play to each other's strengths. Well, you lose out on Byron Jones, but you upgrade with Jalen Ramsey, and it paints an even better picture. Last year, I was slobbering all over this secondary, saying we had the best one in the NFL. It was ready to go, and that was with Byron, Unfortunately, we didn't have Byron the entire year. Then we got it decimated through injuries throughout, took away all that depth, all those young stud guys that we were praising, wiped off the board, taken off the chessboard, and it was a rough sight to see. But this year, with Nik Needham coming back, we got him on that 1 year, $1.2 million deal. He is ready to go. Talk about hunger. The UDFA goes back to command the slot. Kader Kahu, the year 2 leap. Trey Williams coming back from his own injury for year 3. Like, it's a great cornerback room with talent and depth combined, making it such a deadly mix. I think Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard are going to bring out the best in each other, and hopefully a 28-year-old and a 29-year-old can shake off whatever little rust they might have. Take a picture of all the receipts. You've seen them already touring the facility. They seem to be bonding, clicking well, and that's the chemistry. That's that friendship. That's the innate sense that I need them to get down pat right now. So when it comes time for game time, oh my God, they're ready to rock and roll. I need Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard to be tip-top, in lockstep, in unison, knowing that they're playing for each other, for their careers, for their futures, for their names to stop getting muddied and slandered. It was great to see when bums like Chris Sims were trying to slander on my dog, Jalen Ramsey. There were players like Darius Slay, Trevon Diggs, who were sticking up for Jalen and saying, like, are you kidding me? Like, Ramsey's still one of the best corners in the NFL, blah, blah, blah. They were all pouting and spouting on Twitter, and that's what you want to see. Which is why I think it's funny that there are people who are trying to come up with the Eagles have a better duo and James Bradbury and Darius Slay. Oh, the Cowboys are doing better. Stephon Gilmore and Trevon Diggs. Dude, why are their own players defending this move? Why are all their own players lauding and touting this move? There's players scared. We got Micah Parsons saying we're cheating out here. Like, this is a big boy move, and it's something that last year, a year ago to this very day, okay, March 16th, 2022, we hadn't gotten Tyreek Hill yet. We hadn't gotten Teron Armstead. We didn't have Jalen Ramsey. We didn't have anything, okay? We had nothing. We had just a dream and hope that things were going to get better. If I had come back in time wearing this stupid little tinfoil hat and I had told you, you are going to get all this boatload of players, this boatload of talent, you would have slapped me across the face or just laughed, honestly. And it happened. And it continues to happen, and it continues to make moves. So that's why I thought we were going to make further moves. I'm very happy with the Jalen Ramsey move. I'm overjoyed at the thought of this secondary finally being unleashed under Vic Fangio. Finally saying I've got my 2 top corners who can play off their strengths, play off any given moment, any given play, given game, given week, whatever. Whoever is stronger in that particular time, that particular need, will get the job done. And then you'll have the depth at corner to keep rotating with Trill, with Nik Needham, with Kahoo, and the safeties and Javon Holland unlocking a new level under Vic Fangio, getting to move around. I had so much disrespectful people, mainly Cowboys fans today, saying they had no clue Javon Holland was. That's ridiculous. If his name isn't known yet, I need him to become an all-pro, one of the best safeties in the NFL. This year is the year it happens. Brandon Jones, his running mate, is coming back. Alrighty. The Texas fourth-year player, the strong safety, blitz boy Brandon Jones, the mean tackler. I need to see him make his presence be known in the backfield, once again wreaking havoc. We're bringing in DeShon Elliot from the Detroit Lions, who also used to play at Texas with Brandon Jones. Hopefully that chemistry is there. And I think it's super cool that we have Brandon Jones and DeShon Elliott now with that Texas connection. And we've already had Javon Holland and Ron McKinley, another safety connection, another little Oregon former college teammates. Pretty cool to see in the NFL. Hopefully it pans out and it's not just a nice little touching moment. Hopefully it actually translates to meaningful success. That's why we got the tinfoil hat on, because I think it will. So the price, though, for Jalen is what really sparked my attention. Yes, there was not a very heated bidding war, but the fact that it was only a third-round pick and a third-rounder, and well, like I counted as 2 third-round picks because Hunter Long was a third-round pick from 2021. So 2/3 basically for Jalen Ramsey is a beautiful time to be alive. I'm hoping it pays off for the Miami Dolphins, and that's the take, man. If Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard slide in, fit in well, if our corners recover from their ACL tears and they're good and ready to rock for training camp in the season, if our safeties are inspired and ready to go under this new scheme that plays more to their strengths, and our entire secondary as a whole is ready to hit the ground running, then we'll have the best secondary in the NFL, and it'd be a strength, which I honestly think this defense has the potential to be the best defense in the NFL. I love the David Long signing, and I know it's easy to sit here and say, you don't even know who that is. Played Dynasty Fantasy Football. I enjoyed watching David Long. 2021 season, I owned him. 2022 season, on and off again. Then he ended up on another team. But at that point, I'd already grown some affinity to the guy. I like seeing him be adept at pass coverage and a great tackler. He averaged 8 tackles a game last year, 6 tackles a game in 2021. David Long Jr., he's got his stuff. He's got his little magic. So I'm down to watch him rock with it. Now, do I think he's the end-all, be-all, the final answer at linebacker for the Miami Dolphins? Probably not. It'd be lovely to see, but there is some health concerns. He is 25, turning 26, and he's never had a full healthy season in the NFL. It's not to say he can't yet, but we'll have to see how it all works out. I do trust the fact that Vic Fangio made him his guy, quote unquote. He did select him to be part of that linebacker room. At the very deep linebacker class, we could still add more free agents, and I would love us to add a Bobby Wagner or Levante David kind of guy. I love us to add a veteran, maybe a more pass coverage guy like Drew Tranquil or Kaiser White, or, there's still, I'm going to totally butcher this name, Azir Al-Sharir, I think, the guy from San Francisco. There's still great linebackers left. And what is up, Adam? Thank you for tuning in, man. We have some great options out there. And then even in the draft class, it's not the deepest linebacker class, but at pick 52, pick 84, there's still some options there. Maybe Jack Campbell won't be there at 52 anymore, but there'll still be some quality linebackers. And even in the third round, we can maybe get like a DeMarvion Overshawn from Texas. Wow, we're going to add a lot of Longhorns potentially. But the point is, I'd like to see this linebacker room grow a little bit better. And I want a veteran because I want that added mentor, the extra coaching up for Channing Tindall. I would rather go that route than adding a rookie, but I do see us adding a little bit more to this linebacker room. Fangio's not done adding to the defense. And it's awesome to see, though, that if we do add another linebacker and you pair it up to this now fixed secondary, in my opinion, you don't have to address it in the draft anymore. Which was awesome because that pick 77 we used on Ramsey in the Ramsey deal, I wanted a cornerback there potentially. So that's solved. If you continue to fix linebacker, you've got secondary fixed, and if all works out with the front four, with the pass rush, this will be the scariest defensive unit in the NFL. And it's mainly because it's headed up by Vic Fangio that I feel this confident in him finishing off the unit. We're going to talk offense right now, which still has some question marks despite being the top 10 unit, the one that finished sixth in the NFL, the one that's higher rated. Excuse me. I'm still a little bit concerned with the offense. But defense, I think we're in the right track. I think we're making the right moves, and we're this close to having that Super Bowl caliber defense. We add a linebacker. I'm Bobby Wagner. Please don't go to Seattle. Definitely don't go to New England. Don't go anywhere stupid. Come to Miami. Let Jalen talk to you. Have a dinner with him. Apparently, he's very good at that, and we'll get you on board. All right, Levante David, come drive down a little south. Tampa is disgusting compared to Miami. Okay, come through, my friend. Any of these linebacker units that are still available on free agency, it's a deep class. If they can add their talents to the Miami Dolphins, this will be the scariest unit in the NFL because Vic Fangio is not a first-year defensive coordinator. He's not a dude learning it on the fly. He's a man with a plan, a guy who got to sit on a little office connected to his little VPN. That's why I call him VPN Vic, and just studying plays, crafting new schemes, developing new situations, work after work, grind after grind. And I love to see that from Vic, man. I love to see him come out and say he's got some new schemes cooked up. I have to believe there's schemes that are set with a vision in mind, and that is the vision is what he's building right now in free agency, getting the last guy. So DeShon Elliot, fine. David Long, fine. Hopefully a real splash on defense, which is Jalen Ramsey, honestly. Great, amazing. If we can do one more, defense is solid, fixed, put it away, lock it up, and they'll lock everyone else in the NFL. But on offense, I'm not going to say I'm disappointed. You know, I was happy to see us pick up the fifth-year option on Tua because I do believe it allowed us to make all these free agent moves with the clear, hey, we've got quarterback at least penned away to 2024. Right now, let's focus on the other holes and keep building this team. Fine. That was fine. But bringing back all four running backs, a little head scratching. You know, I thought we'd bring back two, maybe three, and that would leave us a hole for someone in the draft, which is my preferred option. And we could still draft someone. It's not to say we aren't going to, and we'll talk about that in a second. It's just that I do think that the running back has slid down the draft board now for the Dolphins in terms of priority. And that worries me because while McDaniel loves running back and he's got a nice vision, Greer is not the biggest running back aficionado. He is not known for taking running backs early in draft classes. And I could wear 10 million tinfoil hats and pray and hope that he does. But if there's not a clear reason to draft a running back, Greer won't. And I think there's a reason. I want a nice, spicy back that'll add a new element to this offense, either with their dynamic speed or some nice size and power. Whatever it is, young legs run better. That's just how it is for running backs in the NFL. But if we aren't going to have, I don't think we're going to carry 5 running backs. You know, while I think the Gaskin and Ahmed deals are cheap deals, most of these deals are cheap deals. I just don't see us maybe committing, like, unless Jahmyr Gibbs falls at pick 52, like my hopes of maybe reaching for Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA, it's not happening anymore. You know, pick 84, unless maybe the Dolphins' top running back is there, they're not just going to grab any back, you know, unless maybe, like, let's say if they have their eyes set on Devon Achane, if he's not there, pick 84, they're not going to just go ahead and grab Dwayne McBride because maybe they don't like him. And that's where I start to get scared. You know, there are some 6th-round running backs who are cool. Keaton Mitchell out of ECU, he'd be my guy. And if the Dolphins say, hey, we got all of our running backs back because we wanted to take a flyer on Keaton Mitchell, 4.37 speed. He's undersized, but he's quick, great athlete, fluid, nice feet. He's just small. If the Dolphins re-signed all the running backs that take a flyer on a dude like that in the 6th round, I'm all for it. Okay, because if a guy like that pans out, even from a smaller school and he's a smaller guy, Wakata, you are talking about a dynamic offense. Devon Achane is the fastest running back in the class at a 4.32. Dude, 0.05 seconds slower. That's Keaton Mitchell right there. So it's, don't count running back out yet, but it's definitely an area where I'm a little concerned. I would have loved to add someone, maybe not Derrick Henry, because of I heard the Titans were asking for a first round pick. And dude, they're eating tinfoil over there, not just wearing it if they think they're going to get a first round pick for an aging Derrick Henry when the league knows that it looks like the Titans are tearing it down a bit. No, it's not happening. But I would have liked Dalvin Cook. I saw that there was interest maybe to monitor Dalvin Cook in a trade. He didn't want a pay cut, so that probably complicated things for the Dolphins. But I would have much preferred a dynamic runner like Dalvin Cook. Now, I've got the tinfoil hat on, so the real football heads can correct me if this is even possible on. But I don't care about possibilities. I care about what the tinfoil hat and I want right now. Is it possible that we have signed some of our backs with the hopes of saying, hey, Minnesota, we'll give you a running back and a very low pick for Dalvin Cook? Because behind Dalvin, they only have Alexander Madison. Now, there's talks of if they trade Dalvin, maybe they'll just go and draft Bijan Robinson with their first rounder. But they've got some other holes. They've had some salary cap hell. Is it possible that we got like a Gaskin or an Ahmed just so we can send him to Minnesota with like a 6th or 7th round pick and get Dalvin Cook? I would love that. Now, someone has to actually shed light on whether you are allowed to just sign and trade dudes like that. I know you can if you tag them. I don't know about how it works with restricted free agents and with regular free agents, but hey, the smarter heads than I know the deal. The point is the Dolphins can still make running back moves, whether it's a weird trade, whether it is a draft spicy guy. I want the Dolphins. Need the Dolphins to address running back. We cannot get cute here. It would have been one thing if we had just magically fixed the offensive line. We're going to talk about that in a second. But we didn't. Okay, and since we didn't, I need better runners. Okay, I would have understood if you had gotten a bona fide bruising, bulldozing back like Derrick Henry, who maybe he probably does need an offensive line at this age of his career, but not as much as a Savon Ahmed and a Myles Gaskin and a Jeff Wilson do. Okay, Raheem Mostert, you're fast, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, getting some home run balls sometimes. But these other guys, you've got to give them some help. Like, that's why we shied away from the run so many times last year. We had a couple of nice runs, and then we either had some dumb holding calls or we would sputter a bit, and then McDaniel said, nope, sorry, can't keep doing this, and he would just run away from it. I didn't understand, considering his MO was supposed to be a running coach, but it's fine. Offense and position, putting players in position to succeed first is his mantra. That's his motto. So put our guys in positions to succeed. Greer, get an O-line, baby. And that's what we're going to be talking through. Because at the end of the day, Mostert and Wilson, they weren't terrible. They had some nice yards per carry. They were very efficient when they ran. But the offensive line, despite being 22nd ranked in the league, didn't really do them any favors. It didn't really come in and help, honestly. And guys, by the way, if you have any tinfoil hat questions, feel free to talk. Oh, wait. There is a question. So before I talk offensive line, Duke, I love this question. Would you and feel free to ask more, guys, if you have any tinfoil hat thoughts. Would you consider moving up for D. Washington to fix situation? See, Duke, this isn't actually a very interesting situation because we also have to address tight end. And Dalton Schultz is probably the only tight end in free agency where I could see us committing money to and being worthy as a blocker and a receiver. He did great in Dallas. There's some other cheaper options out there, but they don't really excite me too much. At that point, they're going to be splitting time with Durham Smythe if we get a guy like Foster Moreau. So would I consider moving up for DeShon? Would I would consider moving up for Darnell Washington to fix the situation? My friend, we have no draft picks, but I'd be down. At this point, F them picks, Darnell Washington, while rookie tight ends don't necessarily rookie tight ends don't necessarily translate to the NFL as fast as other positions do. That might be more as a receiver. At the very least, if you 6'7", 270, you can block. Like, I would love to be able to just bring him as a blocker. And if he starts learning the schemes, learning when to go out for plays, play actions, if it takes him a little longer to develop there, that's fine. He'll have a 6th offensive lineman on the field with Darnell Washington. I would love to see that for the right price. There's even a chance he might even be there at 52. I doubt it with the freakish performance he had. And if we had pick 77, I would have wanted a tight end like Sam Laporta. But Darnell Washington, hey, I'm all about there is no such thing as reaching as long as you get the guys on your board. So if Greer and McDaniel say, hey, Darnell Washington, we're on the same page, 6th offensive lineman at the very least. At the most, he's another dynamic weapon to add here at 6'7", 270 pounds, an absolute dog from the Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, let's go and get him. Then yes, do what it has to be done and trade up for him. Duke, that's a great call. Freddie. That's a great transition back to the offensive line. So we haven't addressed this offensive line help. So at this point, I'm ready to do whatever needs to be done. I wanted to be cute, and I wanted to go and just sign a free agent and hope that maybe Orlando Brown Jr. would say, hey, I know my dad, I want to honor my dad's legacy and play left tackle, but for the Dolphins, I'll play right tackle. And you guys can pay me a fat contract just like the Bengals did, and I'll play right tackle. But nay, he wanted to play left, and he wanted to honor his father's legacy, and I can respect that. But at this point, then, we just have to make moves. So Laremy Tunsil, Brandon Cooks are some guys on the Houston Texans who are available for trade. And Houston, they know they're in the rebuild process right now. They know that whatever quarterback they get, it's probably not going to be their preferred dude. It's probably going to be a option for them. Maybe they get their guy, maybe they don't. But the point is they're rebuilding. So that they trade Laremy Tunsil. I don't see them getting a lion's share, a big haul for him. If I want to spend pick 52 on an offensive lineman to shore up to his right tackle, shore up to his blind side, Freddie, I wouldn't be opposed to giving Laremy Tunsil for a second-round pick. I just don't think that's going to be enough. And to be honest, I have no clue what he's going to really cost. I would not be opposed to giving up multiple picks, though, for Laremy Tunsil. Saying, hey, maybe ideally they trade away Brandon Cooks first. Maybe we can like have them at a little weaker position, a little bit more holes. But probably multiple picks for Laremy Tunsil is the most I'd be willing to give up. Nothing too crazy, though, due to age and contract. But that's the kind of line I'm going for. A Laremy Tunsil, a restricted free agent who's going to cost us draft capital to give a contract to, making whatever move, knocking on some doors, inquiring for some players from disgruntled GMs who they don't maybe value right tackle as much, but the Dolphins do. So I'd want to make a trade because I don't know if I trust a rookie right tackle. And I like Matt Bergeron. I'm a big Syracuse guy. He's athletic. He's agile. Nice bend. But it's a lot to ask for this new rookie to come in and protect the blind side of the most scrutinized quarterback in the NFL. The guy who every hit is overanalyzed, blame is thrown around, and it's a lot of pressure for you guy. Apparently, it's a lot of pressure even for Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson, and I don't want them competing for right tackle. If anything, I want them going for that left guard spot. Yes, there's a world where we draft the center or we draft a guard or bring in one from free agency, and then you asking Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson to now compete for a right tackle spot. I want it to be the inverse. You know, we address right tackle, and then if you really need to use Liam and Austin Jackson, you put them in at guard, an easier position for them, hopefully. But for Tunsil, multiple picks would be beautiful. I think Tunsil could be great at right tackle and back up for Teron Armstead if when Armstead gets injured at left tackle. Exactly. His flexibility would be pretty awesome, Duke. That's a great point I hadn't thought of. It'd be a shame to move him off that blind side spot, but as long as the best 5 dudes are out there, that's what I care about. Offensive line is a unit, and it's more of like a hive mind. It has to really work together, or it doesn't work at all. If kids aren't on the same page, it's not pretty. So yeah, if Teron Armstead goes down, then you've got that flexibility of maybe you can move Laremy Tunsil to left tackle if need be. It works. He's got the athleticism to play any position on the field. Ooh, Freddie. I like that. Okay. Austin Jackson, and let's say a second or third round pick for Laremy Tunsil would be pretty cool if we can convince the Texans to take that. I'm going to open up the PFF mock draft simulator right now. And you can do like trades. It's not the most accurate thing in the world, but Freddie, I think that deserves a little look ahead to it. You know, I really want to see what maybe we can get for him. How close that would even be. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and then I'm probably going to run a mock draft while I talk about offensive line. But that was beautiful. So, alrighty, the Houston Texans. We are the Miami Dolphins. I want Laremy Tunsil. What are you going to give me for him? So let's give you Austin Jackson. Where is this kid? Boom. Trade will not be accepted. Haha. Ooh, that's too much. Okay. Will not be accepted. So it looks like if we were to offer them Austin Jackson and pick 52, according to this, they would accept that. They have a 26% chance to accept it without Austin Jackson. So that could actually be a home run, ring-a-ding-ding. Let's see if we can get ourselves some more compensation. Nope. Okay, I would do this. Like if we traded Austin Jackson and pick 52 for Laremy Tunsil, pick 104 and pick 187, I mean, it's a 50-50 chance to be accepted, but I'd say that's pretty fair, you know? That's a beautiful deal, I think, honestly. Then you solidify the offensive line. I think you rid yourself of the headache that Austin Jackson has been for fans and for Greer alike. Granted, losing pick 52 would be pretty tough. But you do have to consider the fact that this draft is one of the only drafts where I think it's actually not the only draft, but this draft in particular is pretty deep. Particularly at positions we need more at running back. Like I said, not as much at linebacker, but it is deep at tight end as well. Safety and corner have some depth there too. We don't really need cornerback. We don't really need cornerback as much anymore, but the added flexibility of adding some fourth round picks here can't be understated. Well, like a fourth and a fifth rounder can't really be understated. I would like to see the Dolphins explore something like this. If we were to give Austin Jackson and pick 52 for Laremy Tunsil and some other draft picks, Freddie, that's a beautiful trade, man. Like, I would love to see us go for this for Laremy Tunsil. And honestly, I'm going to hit play. I'm going to hit offer trade. Rejected. Send it again. Damn it. Screw you guys. All that talk just for it to not be accepted. All right. So we had to lower it to pick 231. So a seventh rounder instead of a sixth rounder. But hey, I'll take it. Start draft. We'll see what that rocks and rolls for us. What would that mean? So in this rabbit hole of a world we're going down, and thank you, Freddie, for that question. We have successfully just traded for Laremy Tunsil on draft day. We no longer have our second round pick, maybe, but that's fine because now we're waiting for the third round, and we just, boom, we got Laremy Tunsil. We figured it out. Briefly, I'm going to check what was there at 52. The Texans got Tyreek Stevenson. Steven Avila, he did get a little banged up at the combine, I think, but he's still a great player. Cody Mach could actually be an option for us in the second round, and out of North Dakota State right there, missing two front teeth, but my guy is a mauler. I love his story. He was a walk-on tight end, put on 50 pounds to be a tight end, put on another 50 pounds to go to offensive lineman, and now could potentially be a second-round pick after an awesome combine where he shot up from like the top of the fourth round, bottom of the third, all the way to bottom of the second. You love that for Cody Mach. Jalen Duncan's a nice little tackle out of Maryland. I say little. I think this dude's like 6'8". Oh, 6'6", 320. Still a little dude. Bergeron falling a little bit as well. So there's still some guys there. But on the board, there's still Luke Weipler, out of Ohio State. Nice little center there. I'm not sure if he can kick out to guard, but if he plays center and you move Connor Williams to guard or vice versa, you move Luke Weipler out to guard. If you had just added Laremy Tunsil, I think you would have completely revamped this offensive line. And then you leave Liam Eichenberg for depth to be a backup left tackle, backup right tackle, added to, Dan Feeney at backup guard and George Christensen. That'd be awesome. If we hadn't just added Jalen Ramsey, I would get Trey Hodges-Tomlinson here in a heartbeat. Jamie Robinson could be a spicy safety to add, especially since we didn't get Poyer. We don't get Jesse Bates. I don't know if we're going to get CJ Gardner-Johnson. He might go back to Philly. But Jamie Robinson is an uber athletic safety out of Florida State. Reminiscent almost, I think I've seen him compared to like Derwin James. Some even that talk about Jalen Ramsey. That's a little bit of a far stretch. But adding a talent like that to this secondary would make me explode. Okay, this would be the definition of overkill. But if we had a Jamie Robinson, nobody could ever talk to me ever again about us not having the best secondary in the NFL. So then there is Dwayne McBride. Tank is still there. We got some nice little running backs. Dorian Williams got some great length out of Tulane, particularly nice for pass coverage. So that's a nice option. The point is here, guys, there's a lot of good talent deep here in the third round. I'm interested, to see what I should go. Anyone has any options in the chat, let me know. I might go for Luke Weipler and completely fix this offensive line and just say, hey, we didn't fix I'm between getting Luke Weipler or going for these backs, but I want to see if Keaton Mitchell's there later. I just don't see us getting a running back here, considering we brought back all four guys. If we did get Luke Weipler, I think it would complete our offensive line rebuild. We would have Teron Armstead, either Connor Williams, Luke Weipler, or Luke Weipler, Connor Williams, then Robert Hunt and Laremy Tunsil in this universe where we just traded for him, and have the best offensive line I think I've ever seen in my life as a Miami Dolphins fan. Jamie Robinson is super tempting, but I know there's better options. So we're going to go Luke. And now, we have another pick right here. Wow. We have a pick right again in the fourth round, pick 2. I am so happy that I did not get a running back because he's still right there. We could even add Dorian Williams in this world with that great length like I was just talking about. Schoonmaker's a phenomenal tight end out of Michigan. I loved his interview as well. Deuce Vaughn, a little undersized, 5'5", but very great athlete. My God. There's some nice dogs here. Wow. I'm going to grab my charger, but what do you guys think I should pick? This is the board. There's Dwayne McBride of UAB. Nice little running back. I don't want to call him a 2-down back, but he didn't really have a lot of pass catching work there at UAB. So it's something you've got to contend with. I thought I could pull that off. Sorry. What should we keep rocking with? I'm torn between Dorian Williams and Dwayne McBride. My thing is, I feel like if I get Dwayne McBride, we have pick 197 as well, 231 and 239. Let's say we didn't address tight end in free agency. Let me give me some Schoonmaker action. Schoon. Probably should have gotten Dorian Williams. Now I'm instantly regretting that pick. Oh, well. Oh, well. You live and you learn, right, guys? Keaton Mitchell's there. No brainer. We run to the board. 4.37 speed, 40. That's what I'm waiting for. That's why I didn't get Dwayne McBride. I feel a lot better about my pick now. And ooh. Okay. Now here at 231, I'm probably going to get D Winters just because he had a faster time than Muhammad Diabate, although they're both great linebackers, especially in the 7th round. If we hadn't gotten Luke Weipler, Caleb Chandler could definitely be a pick here. There's not crazy options though later on, so you're going to go D Winters. And then here, I really don't know where the Dolphins would go. Especially in my little world. Dang. Do, 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 do. I don't really see any safeties I particularly like either. I don't want to just be lazy and go back-to-back linebackers, but screw it. One of you guys will win the job. The other one will be cut. And let's check it out. Probably a B. A minus. Okay. It liked the trade we had there for Austin Jackson. So it respected it. We probably could have gotten a little bit better value right here in the middle, but it's fine. Maybe if we had gotten, Jamie Robinson here at pick 84, then maybe down here we would have gotten Chandler, that guard, and then one of these linebackers had been fine. But all in all, I still think it's a phenomenal draft. I'm going to actually download the image for once. And I'm wondering if I should run another mock draft and just look at it straight up now, or if I should just keep talking some little tinfoil talk, because we really need to address the offensive line. In that world, we just ran that mock draft. We were able to trade for Laremy Tunsil by giving up a 2nd-round pick. And we got Laremy, we got a 4th rounder, and we got a 7th rounder. So we were able to add some extra depth if need be. But I was pretty impressed with the draft we were able to accumulate. Let's look though what would happen if we didn't get that. If we were only able to get, what would happen if we were just straight up doing a draft? No trading up. We might trade down, or no trading for players. I mean, because honestly, guys, I don't see the Miami Dolphins fixing their offensive line through free agency. We can keep finding these nice little depth pieces. It's cool, especially considering how banged up our offensive line got. But we're going to have to address it in the draft. Steve Avila at TCU. This would be, honestly, rookie guards tend to do better than rookie tackles. The fear here, though, is that if I get Avila, that means Liam Eichenberg or Austin Jackson are probably my day one right tackles, and that's terrifying to me. Bergeron will go a little later, but we do need a tackle, man. We do need a tackle, and it could be a little bit of a reach, but it's never a reach if you get your guys. So I know that Steve Avila is the better prospect probably, but we're going to go Bergie. Yeah, look, Steve Avila literally goes right there after the Chargers, so that's tough. Now, if we do go Bergeron, I don't see us going back-to-back rookie offensive linemen. That's a little steep. So let's explore this world where let's get Jamie Robinson. I want the best secondary in the NFL. I want to keep making it better. I'm tired of the disrespect. I'm tired of the dummies. I apologize, my slow computer. No Keaton Mitchell. The pain. What? Antonio Mafia out of UCLA is not bad. But Eric Gray out of Oklahoma had a fine combine too. He didn't run the 40, but he still showed his athleticism in the drills. I like what I saw. Add you a little bit of spice to the running back room. And here, this time we don't get D Winters, but we will get Mr. Mohamed Diabate once again. Although Will Mallory had a nice little combine, he could be a nice tight end to look at. Definitely an option to consider. Let's see this grade. An A-. Okay. Yeah, so it might have looked like a read for Matthew Bergeron. Steven Avila out of TCU is a great player, great prospect, probably a little bit more sound than Bergeron. But for the purposes that the Miami Dolphins need, getting a right tackle, a guy who is athletic enough to play the position, who has done it already in college with success, okay, and Syracuse in the ACC. I know it's not considered not thought of as a football school, but hey, Bergeron showed some nice little flashes this year. I be a little scared of him guarding to his blind side, but I'd be confident knowing he can grow into the position. Maybe better than Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg could at this point. And then our new offensive line would now look Teron Armstead, the winner of the Liam Eichenberg Austin Jackson battle, Connor Williams at center, Robert Hunt at guard, and Matthew Bergeron at right tackle, and a much better offensive line for it. Pick 84. Jamie Robinson has been superfluous, and like I said, he's been compared to Derwin James, even lofty praise as Jalen Ramsey, all guys from FSU, but he might be the next of those great Seminole DBs, man, that we've seen in recent years. He's very athletic, he can play a lot of different positions, very versatile, use him everywhere, kind of that star position that Ramsey was used in the past. So, hey, I'd like to see what that new wrinkle could do for the Dolphins secondary. Again, it is a superfluous pick. It is a little extra. We don't really need it, but I want it. Okay, I want more toys. I don't want this disrespect of this notion that maybe the Dolphins don't have the best secondary in the NFL. That's blasphemy. Okay, a pick like this would absolutely cement it. No questions about it. Although we have the depth at corner that maybe this isn't really needed. DeShon Elliott, though, I don't know if he's our true third safety. Jamie Robinson would be phenomenal. We could have also probably gotten a better linebacker here, maybe like, the guy at Tulane. I said his name like 5 times and now I can't remember it. I think it's D Wright, but he's got great length. It's 6'8" wingspan. So I'd have been better than Mohamed Diabate in the 7th round, but it's a great depth piece. Fangio, I'll trust you there. Whatever moves he wants to make on defense, if he goes safety or linebacker in the 3rd round, I do think we're going to go offensive line at pick 52 and then defense in the 3rd round. And then in the 6th round, I want Keaton Mitchell. If he's not there, Eric Gray is a fine compensation piece. Great back at Oklahoma. Nice size, speed, great athlete. Let's rock and roll with him, man. Like, it's a shame that we won't get a true workhorse back. Maybe we're not going to get the Dalvin Cooks, the Derrick Henrys of the world. We're not even going to get their younger versions of themselves in the draft. We're probably going to go for sniping a guy, but Eric Gray could eventually be a great snipe, and I'm all here for it, man. I'm here for the value that running back in the 6th, 7th round presents itself as well. Maybe we should rock one more. I'm not going to get Jamie Robinson in the 3rd round this time, though. Let me get some water. Oh, this loads. They really had Anthony Richardson go number 1 overall? Oh, no, number 2. Okay. Okay. Now here it gets spicy. Weipler's still there. Avila's not. We're going Bergeron. Bergie. Get used to that name, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to probably be a Miami Dolphin, I'd have to say. All right, Jamie Robinson, you look lovely. Dorian Williams is what it is. And I said something right. I was so wrong. Dorian Williams is the dude. Now, I like your length, man. Very good. Nice little zone. Nice in the pass coverage. And that's a pick where Fangio is running to the board and saying, this is the guy. I've been missing him. I need him. I need him. I'm going to hope we got Bobby Wagner, though. So we're going to avoid that. If anything, it's someone later. What if we just completely fix our offensive line and say, let's get 2 rookies, guys? That's everyone was complaining, saying Greer doesn't pay attention to the O-line. We're just going to keep getting dudes until it sticks. It's landing. Although Dorian Williams would be a fine pick. I just also don't see what I'm about to do happening. I don't see us going 3 offensive picks. But we've got the tinfoil hat on. Remember, if you guys have any tinfoil hat questions, let me know. I've got the hat on, so I'll try to give as wild and as great of an answer as I can. We're going Keaton Mitchell in that 4.37 speed, though. 3 offensive picks out of 4 in this draft is wild, honestly. But we've committed a lot of resources on defense already in the free agency, so it's also to be expected. And finally, we're going to go Mohamed Diabate again. We're going to get our 7th round linebacker. Hopefully, we've gotten a Bobby Wagner or Levante David in this world. If we didn't, this linebacker room is very young, a little worrisome. But if not, it could be some nice way to rock and roll. That's an A. In this scenario, we've got Bergeron at right tackle. We've got Robert Hunt at right guard. And then at center, you'll either have Luke Weipler or Connor Williams, whoever is best situated for that. And then the other one kicks out to guard. And then you got Teron Armstead at the left tackle. And I built it in reverse order this time because now Bergeron and another rookie. And I think this offensive line is absolutely golden. Okay, then you have Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson waiting in the wings in case there's needed depth, in case there's any hiccups. But you've addressed the offensive line, I think, now successfully, and we can hope to see more consistency. Okay, we won't see any little steps faltering. And that's why after you've addressed the offensive line like this, back-to-back picks, Keaton Mitchell, home run pick. 4.37 speed. I'm going to keep saying that. Phenomenal athlete. He's the guy I want in the draft out of all the running backs. Yes, there's some great guys in the 3rd round. But unless Jahmyr Gibbs is there at pick 52, please wait to the 6th round and try to get this dude. Okay? The East Carolina University stud. My guy is ready to rock and roll with it. And then Mohamed Diabate, like I said, just a linebacker body. I'm hoping that we get someone a little better, but hey, he's there. What are we going to do about a punter? He's out of the question. I think he's a PR nightmare. The punt god. I know his things got dropped. I'd have to look more into that. I haven't even thought of that. But I'm pretty sure that God, what's this? Thomas Morstead's coming back. I forgot his name for a second. But Thomas Morstead should be coming back. I like Morstead's attitude. In the beginning, when Thomas Morstead was on the Dolphins, when I saw him just walking around training camp in his Jordans, I was a little annoyed. I felt like an old man screaming at the kids to get off their lawn, like a boomer yelling at the clouds. But I was like, why are you walking around in Jordans? Get to punting. Then I saw Thomas Morstead punt, and I realized this dude's an all-pro who doesn't really need the reps. This guy is phenomenal, man. Maybe not the greatest athlete anymore, but hey, Thomas Morstead can kick, and I'd love to see him come back. I think we're gonna run one more mock draft if no one has any questions. That was a great one though. I love that, Freddie. You've had some great ones today, man. Do. Remember the meta. We are going Matthew Bergeron. And this time there was a lot of temptations on the path to salvation, okay? Matthew Bergeron, I do believe, is the best option here at pick 52. We get a right tackle. We get a guy that can protect to his blind side. But on the path to salvation, I had to tiptoe past Joe Tippmann, and then I had to stroll past Luke Weipler, two guys who, we've seen with Weipler, he can fall to the third round. But Tippmann is a nice center as well, man. Out of Wisconsin, they've traditionally have great running. They have a great run game. They have a great offensive line. I'd like to see what he can do in the McDaniel system, but we've got to go Bergie. Okay, we got to go Bergeron. And Dane Henley's a great linebacker as well, but nope. See, Luke Weipler's right there. What'd I say? I know it like the back of my hand, baby. Now, I do think this would probably be a little bit of a reach. But I'm going linebacker. Let's say we miss out on a Wagner and Lavonte David. Last draft, we assumed we got them. Let's say this time we missed out on one, and we're a little bit more antsy. Now, Dorian Williams has the length. Demar, I can't say this dude's name. I'm just going to call him Overshawn. Dorian Williams or Overshawn. Williams has the length, 6'8" wingspan. Overshawn has the speed, the athleticism, a little bit more raw, though. Overshawn is great at zone coverage, very useful there. He's very good at pass coverage in general. Overshawn uses more of his athleticism to close the field down, close the distance, get some tackles, and keep up with people, but not the greatest pass coverage guy. So who do we get? Or Noah Sewell, also a fine player. Chat. Ooh, before I answer this, would you consider trading Wilkins since his worth is so high at the moment? In an ideal world, and if football wasn't such a violent sport, I wish we could look at it almost like what the Miami Heat did with the Big Three and promise him a payday down the road and be like, hey, man, we're going to give you big money. We're going to give you big guaranteed money. But in 2025, when all these contracts start opening up, that's when you get your fat payday. Because I want Christian Wilkins to get paid. I want him to get that big money. He deserves the big money, but I don't want to strap this team back. Hopefully we can backload it so that way it affects us more in that 2025. I would consider trading Wilkins for the right pieces. Everyone, I would consider trading every Miami Dolphin for the right pieces. Sans like Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, guys I think are truly like once in a generation kind of talents. But Wilkins is bordering that, man. Like Wilkins is the heartbeat of this defense. He makes us go. He inspires just terror on the other side of the field. He inspires confidence in our boys. It would take a lot for me to pry Christian Wilkins away from that, especially with just what he means to the team. Like, he sells tickets and it's too much fun. I get the tickets part and the fun part. It's more about the fun part and just being good at football. That's what's fun about it. Like 12 tackles from an interior defensive lineman in a game isn't unheard of feat for me. It is the type of game moving, earth shattering man that I want to see on this team. I generally don't value interior defensive linemen too high. I've always said that unless you're an Aaron Donald kind of dude, you're really not that worth the money as an interior defensive lineman. And then I met Christian Wilkins. Honestly, you meet Christian Wilkins, you see what he can do on this team, the energy he exudes, the leader he is. Yes, Duke, exactly. The leader that Christian Wilkins is. His presence on the field inspires guys to just play harder because he is playing with a nonstop motor. Just lead by example. Put up numbers or shut up. Him and Zach Sealer. Like, Zach Sealer's a phenomenal player. The only reason he doesn't get more shine is because of how good Christian Wilkins is. It's kind of crazy. I respect good interior offensive linemen. Like, I jokingly a couple years back, and I don't even know if anyone will know what this means, but when Aaron Donald and Greg Gaines were dominating, I said maybe Christian Wilkins and Zach Sealer can get near this replication one day. Greg Gaines had a phenomenal year. Okay, if I'm getting that player name right, check what he did with Aaron Donald. My guy balled out. Steelers keeps getting better every year, but so does Christian Wilkins. So while trading him could be nice, and you could have Zach back there waiting in the wings to take the reins, the leadership Wilkins brings is too much for me, man. Too much, Duke. Too much to sacrifice. But a phenomenal question. And here I'm still torn between Dorian Williams and DeMarvion Overshawn. Who's bigger? 6'4", 224? 6'2", 230. Or you go with the bigger boy. Although Dorian Williams, great player still too. Sorry, bro. We've done 4 drafts. I have passed on him every time. You're going to make you do a 5th one just to get you. You sly dog. Keaton Mitchell, no question, no question, no question, no question. Sometimes you just have to use the magic 8-ball, man. Hey. I used to be a big coin flip guy. Then I watched Community and the whole bit about the creating multiple timelines. And now, yes, a magic 8-ball would be a lot better for me. If not, I used to have my Magic Flanagan's free kids meal coin. It was magical. So we got a linebacker. So in the 7th round, we will not be getting one, which is the only reason why it's a bit foolish for me. It's because I think that still some good linebacker options in the 7th round, and there's not really good other positions. Damn, Will Mallory's not here. I like Daniel Scott from the combine. He ran a 4.45, nice little decent safety. We'll add him. Why not? Let it fly. Wasn't going to reach on a tight end just for the lulz. Grade it. This is my worst draft yet. B+. Still fine. You know, again, Overshawn seemed to be a bit of a reach, and Daniel Scott, again, that's more of a Nando preference there. The reason I'm not a GM. But I think it's a fine draft. I think like we would, in this world where we didn't address linebacker further in free agency, I'm a little bit more concerned. And it really goes to show why at this point in the game, I want us to just hit linebacker in free agency, focus on offensive line in the draft, because we already missed out on the big names in O-line. Greer, I understand it's tough, but please either make a big trade for offensive linemen or just go for a rookie. Don't do these little half-ass moves. Don't just be dumb. This isn't the best draft class. Again, I'd rather go Bergeron, and it's looking like I'm probably going to rather go for a center at round 3, really hit those double offensive lineman moves, get a running back in the 6th round, and then get my linebacker in the 7th round. But we're going to entertain what would happen if I got Dorian Williams, because I know he's going to be there again. We ride. Wish this could be faster, though. Oh, Dolphin JK. What's up, boss man? Duke. Yes. Any idea why Tyndall never sees the... Unfortunately, man, there were some reports that he didn't know the playbook that well last year. He was struggling to comprehend it. One of my buddies, shout out you, Nathan. You've seen him. Some of us have seen him on the show a couple times. My buddy Nathan has a hilarious remark about it. He says, "Why would Tyndall?" He doesn't think that Tyndall having to learn Boyer's playbook is that big of a problem. He says that it was a terrible playbook to learn. Ha 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 ha. The reality is that Tyndall at Georgia, never became a starter. He was 50 games. He contributed all facets of the field, in the run game and the passing game, getting after the QB, being a QB spy, all these different little things, all these little different packages, but he never became a true starter. And now it seems like he had a little bit of playbook issues here in the NFL. A little bit of his athleticism is there, but is his mind there? Under Vic Fangio, I'm hoping that he's able to squeeze the best out of him. And that's why I also want a veteran linebacker. I want another almost on the field coach telling him, hey, you've got the tools, you've got everything. You just got to put it together, get that next level. Channing Tindall, I think, has everything you need for a sideline to sideline linebacker who can do a little bit of everything and effectively to boot. I think it's all about the right defensive coordinator and maybe the right veteran also there to coach him up and allow Tindall to get everything needed. I'm hoping that with another year of learning, again, it's learning a new playbook, but a longer period of time of, saying, hey, I'm here in the NFL. I'm in shape. I'm good to go. I just need to learn what Vic Fangio needs me to do, and I'll have a good career. I'll have a good year. That's the only thing I can hope of for Channing Tindall. I wish there was more clarity on it, Duke. I think it's telling enough that they told us that he had some playbook issues. It wasn't health. It wasn't anything more major than that. And as a third rounder, I would have wanted to see him hit the field a little bit faster. But if he was drafted a little higher due to his athleticism and the hopes that he builds into a nice middle linebacker, I'm okay with that too. This year, though, no excuses. I need him to play. I need him to show why he's there. He's 6'3", 240 pounds, was a 4.48 40, 42-inch vertical. I need to see that in action. Okay, we're going to play against the Ravens again this year, so probably Lamar Jackson if he stays. We have Josh Allen twice a year again. We might have Aaron Rodgers when the Jets come into town, and that's a guy who likes to roll around. A nice QB spy in Tindall to get any of those QBs would go a long way. Please, Tindall, start playing. Okay. That's all I need. That's all I need. Yeah, man. He ran a 4 or 8 or a 4. He ran a 4.48 because Gesicki ran a 4.52. And I know this man is faster than Mike Gesicki. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Channing Tindall ranked, I think he has like a 9.9. I have my little notes on my Mac here. I'm going to search from last year, but I'm pretty sure this kid is a monster. 4.48 speed, 42-inch vertical is what I think he had. I remember my big quote was, runs like he's 230 pounds, hits like he's 250. And my God. Yeah, I don't have the note. But Channing Tindall, 4.48 speed. Confirmed. 4.47. Excuse me. Not confirmed. He was even faster than I believed he was. He ran a 4.47 40, my friend. At a linebacker. That's what I'm saying, Duke. If he gets on the field, I get it. His athleticism was why he got taken so high, but if he can put it all together, I'm all for it. Tindall had issues in college understanding his assignments. Dean used to have to tell him what to do right before the snap a lot. That's what I'm saying. There's a reason why he was there for 4 years. He played 50 games. He was involved a lot, but he never became a true starter, never had more responsibilities. Nakobe Dean, I like him. I think the Eagles got a great player there. It looks like we're going to have to pair up Tindall with not a brain, but a little on-field coach, man. Bobby Wagner, Levante David, please. The thing with Levante David is Levante early in his career was also an uber athletic linebacker who could be used in a lot of different positions and just had to figure it all out, put it all actually on the field. Maybe he could help. Maybe he can help little Tindall do that as well. Let me finish this mock draft though, and then you'll be signing off for the day though, I think. Matt Bergeron, that's who we're getting. Guys, that's Matthew Bergeron at pick 52 just allows the Miami Dolphins to go in there, solidify that right tackle spot, and bada bing, bada bang, we're good to go. I want to go Luke Weipler. It's the smartest thing. I think it really fixes our offensive line. And you Connor Williams and Luke Weipler to ballot out on interior offensive lineman. Cool. But let's take Dorian this time. Just because I haven't seen a world where we take Dorian Williams, and maybe Vic Fangio wants a true pass coverage savant, a guy who he knows 6'8" wingspan, cover anyone, really. Tight ends, I'm so sorry for you. Talk about tipped balls, too. Keaton Mitchell sweepstakes. We missed out on it. So we get Eric Gray, still fine and dandy. I've said Levante so many times, and apparently you're ready to re-sign with Tampa. Thank you for correcting me, Scotty. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. Bacallero con heroes. Dummy, dummy, dummy. Oh, well. Thank you for that correction, though, Scotty. I do genuinely appreciate that. And here, we're going to go Will Mallory. An F for Dorian Williams. An F. Still enough to give us a B+. That's crazy. So it looks like on that past draft, getting Overshawn from Texas was the better choice. Dorian Williams, he's got some nice length, good pass coverage guy, but I guess, especially at pick 84, probably way too high to get him. It does seem to be that my preferred draft strategy, guys, is still going to be going for Matt Bergeron, then Luke Weipler in that third round and really fixing that offensive line. And then in the sixth round, getting a running back. Seventh round, getting a linebacker. Although if Will Mallory's there, if we go all offense, that'd be pretty crazy in the draft as well. So let's see what happens if we get Bergie. Again, I want the Dolphins to address linebacker in free agency. Bobby Wagner. Okay, apparently Lonnie David's gone. Bobby Wagner, you're the guy. If not, maybe a Tranquil, a Kaiser White could be cool. A little Aziz Al-Sharir. I can't say that dude's name out of San Francisco. Jay Robinson would be a fine pick here at pick 84 as well. Looks like we're going to have to get him because Wiper's gone. Oh, no. Oh, no. Best player available, Jamie Robinson. I like Drew Tranquil. Scotty, I've again, Dynasty, IDP, Fantasy Football League. I've had Drew Tranquil all this year, and I was about to cut him. And then I remember the Dolphins might go for him, and as a nice pass coverage dude, I like him. I like Tranquil a lot. He's a nice tackler, a decent leader. He shows up when needed to, and especially in pass coverage, he's very nice. El Gran Pipe. Andres. I think we go Avila, Weipler, or Bergeron. Gibbs, second round. Then maybe a linebacker safety in the third round. My friend, that's exactly what I just did. I just did Matt Bergeron. Weipler, I've seen can fall sometimes to the third round. Maybe gets taken a little bit right before pick 84. And then Avila usually goes right after to the Chargers if I pass up on him. So Avila or Bergeron is most likely our picks. I'd prefer Bergeron just because then it solidifies right tackle, and then you can move Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson to guard instead of having Avila at guard and then having to have Eichenberg and Austin Jackson fight out for that right tackle spot. But regardless, I think you've got it spot on the head. And then I got Jamie Robinson. I could see us going corner, saying, hey, Kader Kahoo, Nik Needham, you guys are awesome, but Trey Hodges-Tomlinson would give us such an amazing team. And yeah, I can't see Gibbs making it there at all, man. I pray he does. And if he comes even within us a breathing room of it, I want us to get him. Let's see where he goes over here. Khalil Ringo all the way to pick 36 is crazy how he's shot up draft boards. Here, the Seahawks got him at 37. I think that's dumb considering they have Kenneth Walker, but I could see someone like the Panthers getting him if he's still there on the board. The Titans can get him if they move on from Henry. You know, the Falcons might get him. There's just way too many teams that he had. The Vikings could get him. Way too many teams that could get him before we would. So I realize I just looked at Washington and called them the Vikings. Whatever. Back to our pick, though. Here, no Keaton Mitchell. So it looks like we're going to get Eric Gray. And that's fine. We've gotten Matthew Bergeron. We've gotten Jamie Robinson out of FSU. Nice little DB. And then we got Eric Gray. Will Mallory is not here. Sadness. So we'll get the Abade just to round it up, guys. And I think this is probably the best way the draft ends up shaking out for the Miami Dolphins. Going that offensive lineman in the second round, then in the third round, either getting another offensive lineman if a good one's there on the board. If not, getting the best DB available, in this case, Jamie Robinson. Phenomenal. Eric Gray in the sixth round or Keaton Mitchell. You get your nice runner there to add to that weird back room of Raheem Mostert, Zavon Ahmed, Jeff Wilson, and Myles Gaskin. And then whatever linebacker is there in the seventh round, the best guy on your board, Mohamed Diabate in this case, just to add a little bit more. Hopefully we got Bobby Wagner or Drew Tranquill coming in for agency. But if not, or even if we do, I'd like another rookie in there. I just not sure it had to be the right dude just because we still have to develop Channing Tindall. But there you really have it. I think it's pretty simple. The issue I have with our linebacker room right now is Fangio is going to keep Baker in the middle or move him to the weak side where he belongs. Is Fangio going to move keep Baker in the middle or move him to the weak side where he belongs? I think we're going to see a little bit more off-ball Baker. I don't see him being that true middle linebacker. He never really was at a 6'1", undersized kind of back. Great blitzer, great in space, very athletic. That's where his strengths lie. But I think Fangio is going to move into that position of strength, and hopefully we bring in a guy like a Drew Tranquill, like a Bobby Wagner to take that more traditional inside linebacker role. It'd be a lot to ask a rookie to do it unless you're getting a guy like Jack Campbell to do it, but I don't see him falling there in the draft either. As one of the last things I do, I'm going to really check full results, see where Campbell even went in this class. Campbell went pick 55. Oh, so we could have actually got him in our world. Then I can see the Dolphins doing that. Actually, the Dolphins going for Jack Campbell instead of an offensive lineman. I do want to at this point in the game, though, with free agency looking how it is, without a true at this point, though, without free agency having a true right tackle, without having a true guard, clear-cut starting options for the Miami Dolphins to pay for, I'd rather see us address the deep linebacker class. I'd rather see us go for guys like Drew Tranquill, go for guys like Bobby Wagner. Look at tight ends, say maybe, hey, we can splash for Dalton Schultz, get a cheaper guy, fix those positions in free agency, and then in the draft, see what remains. Get a running back in the sixth round. See if a tight end falls to you in the seventh or the sixth. Go for that right tackle or that interior offensive lineman in the second round, whoever is better positioned to get there. Do the smart things, Miami Dolphins. Play the strengths of free agency and set yourself up for a draft with flexibility, but where you can safely use your picks to get the best talent. I know we only have 4 draft picks. I know we only have $15 million left, but it is enough for the Miami Dolphins to go out there and make some moves. It is enough for the Dolphins to make something interesting happen, considering what we already have on paper as maybe one of the best secondaries in the NFL. I think it's the best. Potentially one of the best defense if everything plays out correctly. And the 6th rated offense last year that's only going to get better / more consistent with more guys being added. So I don't know. I'm very excited for the future of the Miami Dolphins. I understand the fear. I understand the anger at bringing back the same running back room and not addressing the offensive line. We can have these concerns. And if this is what we end up in a month and a half from now, if it's June, mid-May, and we are still with the same positions, we still haven't added anything, the draft is a total flop, let's panic. But for right now, red flags. But I'm not panicking until free agency and the draft ends. Until it's draft day, it's pick 242, and we're done with our draft, and we go, holy crud, the Dolphins did nothing to address offensive line. We didn't even sniff running back, and linebacker is still a big question mark. Then, yeah, I'll be freaking out. Until then, though, I'm down. Campbell's guaranteed a hit in the second. We can definitely screw up an O-line pick. Give me the sure thing. Scotty, I like that. Love to land Campbell in the second, and my throat is dying, but I will run that one last mock draft, and I'm going to see what happens if we go for Campbell in the second round. Again, 6'5", 250-pound linebackers don't grow on trees every day. In fact, they are a rare commodity. You're starting to see smaller and smaller linebackers, those more athletic, quicker dudes. Campbell ran a 4.65. He's still got plenty of speed, but he is more of a traditional linebacker, a classic dude, a blast from the past. And here he's not there. But my friends, I'm going to keep hitting refresh until we get a world where Jack Campbell is there on the board for us, because I want us to see this mock draft. I want to see what it could look like for the Dolphins. While I wait for the draft, alrighty. If there's any more tinfoil hat questions, please let me know. Yeah. Darnell Wright, phenomenal, 6'8". He's got that size. Great tackle. Jack Campbell and Avila are all, I think, surefire prospects. Avila, great guard out of TCU. I haven't really done any mocks with him. Come on, Campbell. You were just there in another draft. Where does he end up going? 43 to the Jets. The dang stinking Jets. We're going to try like 2 more times, guys. If the cookie doesn't crumble, it's a sign from fate that we're not going to get it. Yeah, Darnell Wright, man, he's 6'8". Like, all this hype, all this love I've been talking about for Matthew Bergeron, triple that for Darnell Wright. If we had him at right tackle, I wouldn't even really consider maybe drafting a second offensive lineman, an interior offensive lineman in the 3rd round. I would just go for Darnell Wright and be overjoyed. Campbell. Where are you going? He went pick 49 this time. God damn it. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to try 2 more times. And then it's dinner time. Oh, I actually hit start before I started texting. My apologies. I feel like we missed on him again, guys. Dang it. 48. I want to see a world where he's there. Please do it for me. It always happens. Whenever the guy you want to grab, he's never there in the mock draft. I'm doing it for the people. Yeah, Campbell won that Buckus Award. Next, Zach Thomas. I think he's in the last of that Zach Thomas mold, Duke. And like, Jack Campbell is the last of those big body thumping linebackers who impose their will, who let their presence be known. And it's going to be sad when we stop having those guys. The same way that I think that Zach Charbonnet is a blast from the past, old school style running back. I think that Jack Campbell is the same classic linebacker. That I'm going to be sad to see it when he's no longer in the NFL. And here he goes and pick 45. My God, the world don't want to see this happen. They don't want to see me happy. Last try, guys. If not, you all know the deal. I know, Scotty, and that's why I know I missed mock draft Monday this time, so I do apologize for that. But hey, like it's crazy to see how it's changed, man. Like it's I forgot to put my banner. I'm so lame. No way. Wow. How lame. Campbell got taken. Pick 46. Wow. Let's try for real. If not, I'm just going to take Diane Henley and simulate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to pretend that Henley is Jack Campbell. Nope. All right. We're taking Henley and we're pretending that's Campbell. So I got to go. All right. All right. All right. Best DB. We're taking Jamie Robinson. Jamie Robinson. I'm not an idiot. I know how to say the name. I just look at the time and it's 8:26. I do have to go. I would love Campbell at pick 52. I think it's that traditional inside linebacker that would be an awesome presence. Whether or not we got Bobby Wagner, whether or not we got Drew Tranquil, I still want a Jack Campbell. If he's there on the board, you bring him home to Papa and you get Vic Fangio, that man, that intimidating presence in the middle of the field that'll thump and bump and just lay everyone out. Ooh. And I actually love Ricky Stromberg there late in the draft class. Picks a nice interior offensive lineman. I know he can play guard. And there you have it. Phenomenal draft out of Arkansas. Go Hogs. A minus. And yeah, there is a world where we can go Jack Campbell or Dane Henley, get that linebacker pick 52, then go defense again, get a nice DB in the third round, a runner in the sixth round, and then in the seventh round, get a nice offensive line depth. Continue to add and add talent there. I love Ricky. We got him in the seventh, baby. Beautiful pick. But there you have it, guys. Thank you all for tuning into this Tinfoil Hat Thursday. It's been a long time coming. Sorry for ending it so abruptly. Later, Mr. Duke. Thanks for tuning in from all the way down under. But your boys does have some dinner plans, and I do got to go running. So thank you all for tuning into this fine Tinfoil Hat Thursday. We finally cracked 820 subscribers. I think we're up to 822. So thank you all to the legends who have been joining. The road to 1,000 continues. You want to check me out for more positive vibes, subscribe at Nando Talk. Check me out on Twitter. Really like and comment. Help share this to more Dolphins fans interacting. I love hearing more people in the chat. I love seeing comments after videos and getting ideas for new ones. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about some free agency moves, how it's been going for so far, what you guys want to see. If it's time to start doing some positional breakdowns, we keep losing draft picks though, so I don't know what we're going to be looking at, but I'm for sure going to start looking at linebacker and running back, maybe some more offensive linemen. But let me know what you guys think below. And thank you all for tuning in and supporting the nice little Nando Talk, man. It's always a pleasure. Scotty, peace out, man. Andres, Duke, Freddie, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching this on afterwards. Hooked Up Joe, Dolphin JK. Appreciate you all, Ruski, Adam, everyone. Thank you for all tuning in. And I will catch you on the next show. So watch out for some more edits on the shorts. Watch out for clips. And maybe watch out for some little fill them holes Friday if we get some big free agent. Oh, free agency Friday finally unlocked. Yes, you'll be seeing me tomorrow on the show. Free agency Friday, 2 to 3 p.m. maybe. We'll be seeing depending on the news tomorrow. So bada bing, bada bing. Thanks for checking me out. And as always, fins up, chins up, and stay tuned for more Dolphins news. Thanks for enjoying.